So when he does something like this, a lot of people said that this is probably his most like mainstream, accessible movie because it is really. I mean, it's basic. It's an action movie.
Yeah. It's tagged on IMDb as an action epic, dark comedy, epic, political thriller, action, crime, drama, thriller.
Yeah.
But action, yes, I'll give it. There's a lot of action. There is.
Hello, and welcome back to the spoilerCast, the show where we talk about movies and we don't care about spoiling them. My name is Tobias, and with me as always is my sister and trusty co-host Rebecca.
Hello!
Hello! And in today's episode, we're not going to do a terrible movie for once. It feels like. It's been a while. Well, depending on when this come out. We're going to do something I've been looking forward to ever since I saw the trailer a few months ago. In some circles, aka Letterboxd, it's called the most hyped movie of the year.
Oh.
Yeah, we are of course talking about Paul Thomas Anderson's One Battle After Another.
Yeah.
Ooh, yes. yes. One Battle After Another, starring Paul Thomas Anderson, written and directed by Paul Thomas Anderson.
Yes.
Based on the book Vineland by Thomas Pynchon.
Right.
Starring Leonardo DiCaprio, Sean Penn, Benicio del Toro, and
a bunch of others.
Regina Hall.
All right.
But who plays the daughter? Why isn't she top billed? Oh, whatever.
I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the story of Leonardo DiCaprio. Ghetto Pact.
Right.
It's easy I'll just read it off IMDb, whatever. When their evil enemy resurfaces after 16 years, a group of ex-revolutionaries reunite to rescue one of their own daughter. Wow, that was very, very succinct and not...
Yes.
Not at all as complex as the movie makes it out, or as the movie is.
In all fairness, though, I think that's to kind of not give away anything.
Sure,
really.
Sure. Yeah.
Which this movie definitely, like, you need to watch the movie. I'll start with that. This is a movie you need to watch.
Okay. Yeah, and this is also not going to be one where we're just reciting the whole plot. We tried that format. It's obviously working pretty well, but it's not suitable for every movie. This is just going to be a discussion about the movie. So yeah, but just to do this more official, I'm going to ask you, what did you think of One Battle After Another?
I thought it was a great movie.
Yeah.
Not perfect, I'll barely give that, but it's great. It's really, 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 really good. It
pretty
was
fucking close to perfect.
First of all, very entertaining.
Very entertaining.
From beginning to end, it's very entertaining. There's lots going on.
Yeah. And
it's a long-ass movie.
Yes.
It felt long at about one point, though. It didn't feel that long for the rest of the movie.
Okay.
It's a good thing.
Can I ask when? Because I also, at one point, was like, well, is it feeling a little long?
Honestly? It was at like the 40-minute mark, which is weird.
Same for me, yeah. Well, we'll get into that because we will have a spoiler section later if we feel like we have to spoil things. But yeah.
But to put it lightly, it's like before the movie really starts.
Yeah.
That's the 40-minute mark. Whatever. The intro in the beginning is also very exciting, but
yeah.
It has a moment where it kind of just stalls a little bit. And then the movie kind of starts, which is weird. Very weird out of context, but whatever. I have no complaints, if I'm being honest. Yeah. Except for, I guess, then that it is a little long. It is a little long. I don't think there's anything you could really get rid of. Not really. Maybe a little bit. But not really.
I mean, if I'm gonna be super pragmatic, super producer brain, you should definitely trim the first 40 minutes into like honestly,
two longer scenes.
if your storytelling is really tight, you could do that in 15.
Yeah,
I'm just saying,
that's true.
but that would detract from the characters. It would detract from fleshing out and layering the characters, which this movie is all about.
Yes.
That's the thing.
However,
so I'm glad it took 40 minutes instead of 15.
The characters are one of the other things that I have a little bit of an issue with. Well, not all of the characters, but some.
Okay.
Two specifically.
Okay.
Because I think maybe it's just me not understanding, but their like passions and goals are kind of lost all of a sudden. It doesn't fit their characters, in my opinion, and it kind of ruined them for me. And it's just, I don't understand why you would go down that route.
Can you?
Luckily, one of those characters kind of disappears throughout the movie. So
so Perfidia Beverly Hills is one of them.
Yes.
Okay.
She is an enigma for me. I don't really understand her. Maybe that's why.
Yeah.
And some of her choices just don't make sense to me.
Yeah. I'll say that I want to just so not to spoil anything, but we need to expand a little bit. What the movie really is about Leonardo DiCaprio's character, who's originally called Pat, then gets the codename Bob. Yes. I think, he's called Bob on IMDb, so whatever. We call him Bob. Yeah. He is part of a resistance group, a revolutionary group called the French 75. It's the classic, extreme left. The free borders, free whatever, free from, it's all immigrants should be free to just walk over the borders, and
they say something about free borders, free bodies, free something.
Yeah, and they're basically an amalgamation of every like extremist left leaning group. Bombing, not Planned Parenthood, but the other way around. They don't bomb Planned Parenthood.
No, they're stealing money from the rich, basically. and freeing detained refugees from Mexico and stuff like that. Yes. So Bob and Perfidia, they're part of the same group. Perfidia, played by Tiana Taylor. Yes. And they strike up a romance. And eventually have a daughter together. And that's where it's a little bit before, but I don't know how much I want to spoil that, even though it's in the first 10 minutes of the movie. But we'll get into more of that later. Just what you need to know now is that, they have a child together. She can't really cope with it. Which I also think is very, very interesting for a character like that. Like, she's not fit to be mother, but she'd decides that. Because usually it's people say, you can't be a mother, but here's I can't be a mother. I don't want to be a mother, basically. That's one of the things that makes me question her character.
Yeah.
She is of the whatever. It's not spoiling anything. She is, like I said, free body, free borders, free bodies, and all that stuff. Oh. Then why does she just get an abortion?
Yeah, that's
the only thing that really confused me about her. She didn't want to have a kid, obviously, but she refused to have an abortion, which is just isn't that all the things you're fighting for?
Yeah, pro-choice. It's all about
whatever.
Killing babies.
That was one of my I don't understand what's going on here. But like you said, she kind of disappears through most of the movie, so who cares? Overall, I thoroughly enjoyed this movie. Yeah,
but what happens then is time moves on, 16 years. Bob and his daughter, once again,
played by, I found her, Chase Infinity.
Chase Infinity.
Oh, why did I read it like it's something else?
Because it was probably spelled differently.
Yeah. Willa is the character.
Willa, right. Willa. Chase Infinity. Yeah, it's spelled with an I in the end. Anyway, They around the time when she's still under a year old, they kind of have to break up the group because they're being chased down by Colonel Lockjaw, played by Sean Penn. Yeah. So they disband the French 75. He takes the baby. Well, it's really just them. No, it's everyone because Perfidia. She does some bad things. Yeah.
Yeah. Everyone disappears into the wind.
Yeah. They kind of live their lives more or less regularly for 16 years until, for reasons we don't want to spoil, Lockjaw is back on their trail.
Yeah. And that's where the movie really picks up.
Yeah, and Bob and Willa get separated. So Bob is now chasing after her, trying to save Willa. That's basically the movie.
Yeah.
Cutting back and forth between them.
Yeah. And hilarity does ensue.
Hilarity does ensue, yeah. Hilarity does ensue. So, what did I think of the movie, though? Yeah.
Exactly. In general, it's a really good movie. It's a really good movie. I recommend it wholeheartedly, even though it's long. Honestly, watch it in theaters as well.
Oh, yeah.
Fantastic. Oh, yeah. But yes, what did you think of the movie?
I loved it. Yeah, no, I can already explain that. Yeah, I loved it. It's one of my favorite movies of the year, definitely.
It's up there.
I don't know if it's a little bit of a meme when it's a Paul Thomas Anderson movie. It's just like say, oh yeah, it's a great movie. Like it's borderline perfect. Like everyone says that, and everyone says that about basically all of his movies. But the thing is, the guy doesn't fucking miss.
Not really.
I mean, all of his movies are just fucking spot on. I think I've seen all of them. I haven't seen all his like shorts or music videos, but I've seen all of his movies. And
I've seen a lot of them, but I don't think I've seen all of them.
We've talked about a lot of them though.
Did we watch Hard 8?
No, and that's one I technically have seen it, but it was back when it was basically new. I was like 10 years old, and I haven't seen it since. I don't really remember that one. But I have seen that one. But yeah, Boogie Nights.
Have you seen Punch Drunk Love?
Did we talk about that one?
I think that's one of the ones we skipped.
Oh, I did an episode on my other podcast, though, so that might be why.
Yes, you obviously did.
But we've talked about Magnolia. We've talked about True Blood.
Actually, I haven't seen a lot of his movies, I just realized.
Okay.
Never mind.
But obviously, we talked about Licorice Pizza a couple of years ago. Have you seen Phantom Thread?
No.
Like, they're all...
I haven't seen The Master either.
Oh my god, you haven't seen The Master?
No.
Alright, so at least we know what we're going to talk about in...
There's a few I haven't seen, so for the companion piece, there will be a Paul Thomas Anderson movie, obviously.
Yeah. No, yeah, he has such a... It's so hard to explain. He has such a firm grasp on, like, storytelling, like, through characters, but also being very visual in his, like, the way he uses pictures. Images.
He knows what he wants to say when he's making a movie.
Yes, he knows exactly what he's doing. And even in a movie like Inherent Vice, I mentioned that to you yesterday because that's also based on a Thomas Pynchon book. That's probably his quote unquote worst movie.
Sure.
Still fucking great, but it's a tough one to like wrap your head around.
Sure.
But you still appreciate how sure he is in what he's doing, in directing, in writing it, and in casting it. Phenomenal cast in that movie as well. So when he does something like this, a lot of people said that this is probably his most like mainstream, accessible movie because it is really. I mean, it's an action movie. Yeah.
It's tagged on IMDb as an action epic, dark comedy, epic, political thriller, action, crime, drama, thriller.
Yeah.
But action, yes, I'll give it. There's a lot of action. There is.
And I guess the thing is a lot of his movies I would say are pretty approachable though. Because we talked about it again, his surface level plot like about the summer that this guy fell in love with this girl, that's Licorice Pizza.
Yes.
But it's pretty easy, pretty universal, But then there is stuff underneath. There's much more, it's not just two people falling in love. It's more complex than that.
So much more going on.
Yeah. Not in terms of like weird themes like, oh, it's actually about
No, it's just
it's actually about rape culture, but it's there. Each character is so human.
Yeah.
And humans are, most of the time at least, very complex and layered.
Yes.
Especially in situations like this. So that's the underlying thing that's always interesting with his movies. And I guess this then would be more approachable because it is an action movie. So you don't have to sit through people just sitting in rooms or walking around. It's driving cars, shooting, explosions. So
but it is also very character driven.
It is, definitely. It is. And that's also, you have the action scenes, although they're not the most elaborate action scenes, this is no John Wick.
No.
But, like John Wick, yes, I'm going to compare John Wick
to
Paul Thomas Anderson. A lot of their the character's character is defined through their actions and the way they behave in the action scenes.
Yeah, and react to what's going on. Yeah.
You can tell so much about Bob, Leonardo DiCaprio's character, the way he acts when he is running from the police, or trying to hide, or, trying to...
Even watching his girlfriend shooting a gun.
Yeah. You understand his character. Of course, it comes through more in the dialogue and everything. But the action never feels like it's just tacked on for us to, like, oh, now we're going to have an action scene so people perk up in their seats. No, the action is still part of telling the story. It
has a point.
Yeah, exactly. It has a point. Which it's just, it's like, but once again, Paul Thomas Anderson is so sure in what he's so clearly knows what he's doing. So every scene has a point.
What he's trying to say, what he wants to say, what he wants to förmedla. What he wants to say basically.
Yeah, what he wants to say. So, should we get into what
I wanted to say, like, the way Licorice Pizza felt nostalgic, this felt relevant, I guess, in a way.
Yes. So
without being
preachy,
on the nose, cheesy, preachy. Like we need to team up as people. No, it wasn't that.
Yeah,
but it was very relevant.
Yeah,
in a very good way.
Very good. Yeah, I mean, it's fucking like it's dealing with. Obviously, 2025 American politics. But that's also the same politics that's been going on for like 10, 15, 20, 30 years anyway. So, but still, it is very relevant. It's very topical. Yes. I think I used that word right. So, let's talk a little bit about what the movie's actually about. So, or at least, some of the themes, some of the, angles they're going for. I think, first of all, I think he is not taking a definite stance on either the left or the right, because he paints both of them, both the French 75, the revolutionary group, and the
Christmas Adventure Group,
Christmas Adventure Group, the KKK, basically.
Yeah.
Or just the military, the government in general, as very fascistic. Which when it comes to how they deal with border jumpers,
yes.
Me, as we all know, center, slightly leaning right, don't think that you should just be able to illegally go into a country without repercussions, but the way they're dealt with is a problem.
Yes, and also the lack of opportunity to just go in the right way is the issue.
Yeah. But that's all I say about that. And I want to bring it because the movie is, while the movie is very political in what it's portraying, the movie in what it's about is not political.
No.
It is to a certain extent, but it's also about more than that.
That's not the main core.
Yeah. So, but that's the thing. Like, the first thing we see is this super radical left group, the French 75, freeing refugees, and imprisoning the soldiers, and they're like they're super liberal is the wrong word because that's not how liberals work in America. But they're super devoted to the cause. They're all about "Viva la Revolution," like real old school revolutionaries, which makes sense as the movie takes place, basically 20 years ago. It could take place in like the 90s, but it feels like it's early 2000s because of when the rest of the movie takes place. Either way, so they're super devoted to the cause, but then as soon as there's just a little setback, the loyalty to the group and to freedom and all that just washes away immediately, because after a bank robbery, which I also find very hypocritical, that they're stealing the people's money in order to they literally say that your money is gonna go to my weapons, my revolution. Jungle Pussy says, the character called Jungle Pussy. And I was just like, yeah.
The names, sorry.
Yeah, they all have their revolutionary names. Ghetto Pat, Perfidia, Beverly Hills, Jungle Pussy, Billy the Billy Goats.
All I could think about with Perfidia Beverly Hills was Phoebe's Princess Banana Hammock name in Friends. I was like, that sounds like a name Phoebe would make up.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
That is, it's kind of
counterintuitive?
A little bit hypocritical, I would say.
Yeah.
To steal regular people's money and say like, oh, but it's for the revolution. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But then the robbery goes wrong after Perfidia shoots a guard.
A guard, yeah.
We're not gonna go through the whole plot. I'm just saying.
No.
And they have to get out of there. Perfidia gets caught, and she immediately turncoats. Because she's facing life in prison, and Lockjaw's there.
Yes.
They're ever present, the ghost that they're dealing with, or Banshee, I should say. And she's like, "You gotta get me." They have a little thing going on. I don't want to say too much, because that also adds to fuck it. That adds to the weirdness, and it happens in the first 10 minutes. They have an affair going on. The fascist leader of the military, or of that, at least that group that deals with all the border stuff.
Yes.
And her, basically the leader of the French 75, have like a weird romance going on.
It's this. The way I interpret it, at least, is that they both have this like weird kink about power.
Yeah, obviously.
So I don't know. That felt very uncharacteristic for both of them in a way. Mainly for her, though.
I mean, but I can definitely see, like, especially if you don't. I mean, that it's no. I think it fits pretty well. Like that she has a domination kink, domination / humiliation.
That part is fine, but she would do it towards Bob, not the enemy. Kinda.
Yeah, but
would she really stoop that low into like?
But what is more kinky than making the fascist military guy get a boner and then not do anything about it?
No, that part. But then what happens later is the
but
issue. That's fucking with him.
That's just
but fucking him.
Yeah,
that's
but
where
that's just escalation. That's how it works.
I guess. Yeah. She seemed like she would be so principfast, sticking to her guns kind of when it comes to this whole revolution thing. That would be so wrong.
Well, we've talked about that earlier this year. We're talking about Baby Girl, like sex and ideology shouldn't really mix, or doesn't have to mix.
But when you're a revolutionary or revolutionist, what's the word?
Revolutionary.
Yeah. It just feels like you're betraying your cause.
Yeah, well, you gotta, if you're horny, there's no stopping it.
She has Pat.
Yeah,
Isn't
well,
he? No, because he's a pushover. It's not fun that way, I guess.
Pat is a male feminist, I mean, even if she likes to be on top, I'm sure she likes, the rough stuff. He's not going to
Sure.
go.
No, he's going to be very careful.
Exactly.
Nice,
Yeah.
sweet.
Yeah.
Whatever.
She likes the fucking. She likes the hardcore.
She wants to be degraded as well.
I think she likes to do the main degrading, but
Sure.
and also
she wants
someone
who puts up a fight.
How can she degrade Pat? He's too nice.
Yeah, I know.
This piece of shit. Fuck it. I'll shove a gun up his ass and suck his dick. I don't care. Because that's kind of what they're inferring, though you don't see it.
Yes. Yes. At one point.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. I don't know how we ended up there, but
we ended up there because then when he visits her in the hospital, I don't know why she ends up in the hospital though. She's
because the police beat her up.
Well, we don't see that though. We just see them cuffing her.
When they're wheeling her in the wheelchair, she is battered and bruised.
Yeah, but we don't see. Why not show that then?
And everyone's taking pictures with her because she's this famous. They've been looking for her for a while.
Yeah, sure, but that doesn't explain.
Broken.
Yeah, I know. But if you're making a point of that, why not just show it? Like, because now, well, I mean, maybe it's a bit of a mind trick. Because now we'll see how many people say, "Oh, obviously they beat her up," and how many say, "Why is she hurt?" That's just you know what I mean?
Yeah.
To see how many are pro cop and how many are anti cop. Yes. I guess.
Yes.
I don't think that's the point. Either way, she ends up in the hospital. Lockjaw visits her. And she's like, "You gotta get me out of here," because she's facing life in prison for all she's done. And he's like, "Well, give me their names, and I'll give you my embrace," he says. And she immediately gives up the entire French 75.
Yes.
Fucking rat! Snitch motherfucker!
Yes. Which is, like I said, her character confuses me a little.
But that's the thing. Because you see it again, not as simple, but you see it again with Billy Goat or whatever his name is, Somerville. As soon as they, he's more, he doesn't immediately but as soon as they threaten his sister, he's like, "Oh, sure, yeah, I'll bend." Although, they might hurt my sister, who's one person, but if I keep my mouth shut, I'll save 10, 15 people. But
who in their ways will save hundreds of people, maybe.
Yeah.
With the work that they do.
Yeah. And that's where the human element comes in.
Yes.
This revolutionary mindset, it only works to a certain extent. Like
it only works when you're on top.
Yeah. And the same thing happens when they have their kid. Charlene is the original name of her. Baby Charlene.
Yes.
Pat, Ghetto Pat.
Someone says is a very black name. What?
I don't know if it is. Only thing I think of when I heard Charlene is the old pop star, and she was white, the Australian girl.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Anyway, and Pat basically just like, "Come on, we gotta put our revolutionary days behind us. We have a family to raise now." He immediately becomes, old 50s dad, basically. Not really, but you know what I mean. Like, family is more important, which it is. That's I think this movie is, even though Paul Thomas Anderson is in his 50s now, it feels like a little bit like a growing up movie, kind of.
It's understanding that family is very important. I guess.
Yeah, he's 53. He's born in 1970.
Yeah.
I mean, he's always been doing very grown-up movies, but I mean, the act of growing up, I think this movie is a little bit about. And that's kind of where Perfidia decides to leave him, and that's when after that we see the bank robbery.
Yes.
The group disbands because she snitched, after that is when the movie really starts. 16 years later, when Lockjaw's come after them again. So wait. So we were talking about what the movie is actually about. That's what I think the movie is about. Because at the same time, we have the weirdos on the right side, who like, Lockjaw is a perfect, like, he wants to join this Christmas Adventure Club, which is basically some kind of like KKK, but they're on like a higher level because they have people in government, basically.
Yes.
And they're all about, you know, keeping it pure. They're white supremacists, yeah. And he wants to join them because I guess he's a white supremacist. But at the same time,
and he knows that they're like the coolest people.
Yeah.
When it comes to that shit.
But that's also I think that is, it's this like as a fascist, as someone who is in power, who wants to, you know, stay in power, and you know, it's a logical next step to go for racial supremacy. You know, it just makes sense. I'm not saying it's good. It just, if you're in that mindset, it makes sense. Why he wants to join them. But it's also then obvious that he doesn't. I mean, you can have sex with a black person and still hate black people. But you know what I mean? I don't think he actually cares that much.
Not to that extent.
Not to that extent.
Like, he agrees that there's he obviously agrees that there should be some sort of white supremacy. But he's like, but they're good for stuff, obviously, and the others think that too. He just sees the sexual stuff for some reason.
Yeah.
Because one of the higher ups in the Christmas Adventure Club has a chicken nugget factory or whatever. And he has a bunch of Mexicans working for him. Yeah. Which, like, we want the Mexicans that can work for us. We just don't want the others.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he's kind of like, yeah, I just want the one I want to have sex with. I don't care about the others.
Yeah. So while they're you know, it's hard to say, but it just shows that they're not actually about like racial purity. They're just about racial supremacy.
Exactly.
They don't. And I'm not saying it's a good thing, but it's not that they don't want to wipe them out. They just want to prove that they're better.
They just don't want them in. Yeah.
Yeah, but they also benefit from them sexually or in work. So they just haven't. Their brain just hasn't switched over to think like, oh, so we can enjoy the same things and like work. They're stuck in that like racist mindset. But it just goes to show that they're just as much hypocrite. That's just as much hypocrites as Perfidia was. Like they don't stick to some sort of racial purity. Then you would just have white workers in your in your factory
and all that.
But you don't, because you know it's more expensive, so you don't. Oh wow, way to stick to your guns, bro.
You're only racist when it benefits you.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
So weird. Yes.
It's a weird way to put it, but yeah. So I think that's what he's trying to point out.
Yes.
Not saying that either is good or bad. They're just two extremes of any situation, really.
Yeah.
And who gets hurt?
No matter how extreme they are, it's always a little bit of a gray area within both of them. It's not just black and white.
But what he also wants to point out that is who gets hurt. Well, it's the people in the middle.
Exactly.
It's the people just trying to live a better life, because that's 99% of why people flee from Mexico into America. It's to live a better life. Yeah.
To have better opportunities.
Yeah. And like I said, there are better ways to do it than to do it illegally.
Of course.
But yeah, America's also made it very hard for you to do it legally. That's why many people choose to do it legally. So that's the problem that needs to be fixed.
Yes.
Instead of just putting them in cages, which is weird.
Yes.
Not even like they're basically in dog cages. It's so weird.
Yeah, it's like dog pens.
Because they've put up like temporary prisons. Anyway, but it's also and that's what we keep seeing. Like everywhere this movie goes, whenever Bob is running from somewhere or to somewhere, we keep seeing people hiding. And we keep seeing this system underneath the system that is trying to do better without, blowing up the encampments and freeing them, or, putting people in cages. They're trying to do it in a more sensible way. Like we see Benicio del Toro's whole setup, the Sensei character.
Yeah.
Where he has this whole big thing going on in his house and the store and everything. And it's also more focused shown in the character of Willa, or Baby Charlene. Because she knew that her parents were kind of like hippies, anti-government back in the day, but not much more than that. And then
because she's been trained into knowing all the code words and all that stuff.
Yeah,
obviously.
She knows all that stuff. Yeah, but she didn't know the extent of it.
No.
But then, so she's just been living her life as any teenager. And then she gets
off the grid, but still.
Sure, yeah, but as normal as you can with a paranoid father.
Yes.
So she has nothing to do with this. Still, she is the one that has to flee for her life. She is the one that Lockjaw is really chasing.
Yeah.
Because he suspects that he might be the dad.
Yeah.
Can't be sure.
Did we do a spoiler warning? We did, right?
I don't know, but that's just. I mean, I'm not saying if she is or isn't. I'm just saying that he suspects her to be.
Which you kind of understand as soon as he starts chasing people.
Yeah, and also what happens in the movie.
Yeah, exactly.
Earlier in the movie. So she becomes a victim of crimes she didn't commit. Like, she was never a revolution. She's just a high schooler. She just wants to hang out with her friends Bobo and Bluto.
Yes. He and they.
Yeah, but yeah, she has to flee. She almost becomes a nun, and then she almost gets killed, by racists and military. And she didn't ask for any of this.
No.
That's who ends up getting hurt the most when two extremes collide. It's the people in the middle. Yes. And I think that's what the movie's really trying to portray.
Yeah.
There You know what this is? I just thought about it. Remember way back when we talked about Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness? How I got so annoyed about the constant fighting in that movie that I just wish they would just stop and talk.
Yes. That's
what this movie is about. Just showing that if we can just calm down, find a middle ground. Because I know some people say, like, if you're in the middle, you're a fucking fence sitter. But the thing is, either the left or the right extreme will never get things done.
No, because they're too far left or right.
Yeah,
they're so far gone on their end of the spectrum that they can't even see.
They can't see the people that are hurting.
Issues of the middle. Yeah.
Yeah.
They've gone so far that they can't even consider sitting down and talking to the other side.
Yeah.
And maybe, realizing that there are some things that you could work out in a much simpler way, even though you won't agree on everything.
Yeah. Even though you say you're for free borders, free bodies, and free from fear, you're fine with killing people on the other side because you don't consider them human, even when they are. From your perspective, you're the bad guy. That's what you have to understand.
Yeah.
Or you're fine with stealing money from innocent people because, well, I need it for my revolution. Like, you're missing the point here. You're supposed to you're supposed to be the good guy, but you aren't. I mean, you are to a degree, but
But you've gone too far.
You've gone too far.
Too far into the deep end where you've become the bad guy.
And now, because of your goddamn revolution, your daughter is about to get killed. Thanks, Mom. That's the part where you kind of, as a person, as a nation, as political sides, has to grow up and understand that.
Yes.
At least that's how I see it, since I am very center when it comes to most things.
Yeah, no, same.
But I feel that the movie also is saying that, because it's not. I mean, it's obviously taking sides and saying that, like, the way America handles immigrants is not illegal immigrants is not right.
No,
but it's also
inhumane.
Yeah, but it's also not saying, like, oh, but the way to do it is to blow shit up. That's not how we deal with it. We have to deal with it in a better way.
Exactly. Both sides have to figure out a better way of handling it.
Yeah.
Instead of just blowing off the handle.
Yeah.
It's the whole finding a good way of actually doing things without hurting others.
Yeah.
Like you said. Shooting one person doesn't make it better than shooting another person,
Yeah. And I think
That's
we've
deep
done
stuff with this movie.
yeah, that's what I mean. And the fact that each character is very like that, very or at least the main characters are very layered, very complex.
Yeah.
Like I think we've said spoilers, but I'll say it in spoilers. When Lockjaw captures Willa and he does the paternity test. And he is the dad. The thing is, he wants to get rid of any traces that he actually had sex with a black lady.
Yes.
So he can join, because he needs to be pure to join the Christmas Adventure Club.
Yes.
So, right then and there, he should have just shot her. But he can't. Even though, he hates black people and you're not my real daughter and you should mind your manners and stuff like that. And your mom was a fucking terrorist and blah, blah, blah. He still, he can't even hit her. He threatens her, but he can't even hit her. Because deep down inside, it's the primordial paternal/maternal urge to protect your children. Like, any decent human being has that in them, so he can't do it.
Especially when it's a child that has obviously not done anything wrong, other than being born by the wrong person.
I mean, in general, you don't hurt children, but even more, yeah.
Yeah. Like, he knows that she hasn't actually done anything wrong except for being born.
Yeah.
It's not
That's not her fault, yeah.
It's his fault.
I didn't fucking ask to be born!
Yeah.
So he drops her off with the tracker guy that he hires.
And again, he hires a Native American
to do his tracking
to do
for
his
him.
dirty work.
Yeah.
Like, dude, but you're supposed to be racist.
Yeah, but they're good trackers though. So which they mention,
Well, they say something about him like passing for Mexican, even though he's like Eskimo or something.
Yeah,
whatever he says. There's a few words that they use to describe people that I just went, I don't think I've ever heard that before. In that way.
But do they ever use the N-word, or they don't use any they don't use any racial slurs, right?
No, but they use I think they call Mexicans wetbacks.
No, careful, Rebecca. They don't even even say that. They call them wets and wet bodies.
Ah, okay.
But I mean, it's a shorter version of wetback, yeah.
Yeah. And they said something about red skin for the Indian dude.
Right.
The Native American dude.
But they don't go...
And firewater, which I didn't understand.
That they drink... Alcohol is fire... They call it firewater,
okay.
whatever.
Honestly, I didn't get that.
They don't go full, like, hard R N-word. They don't go fucking savages or anything.
No, they call them blacks, basically, when it comes to that part.
Which just... I mean... I don't want to tell Quentin Tarantino to stop using the N-word, but you can make quality cinema without using that word. I'm just saying, obviously.
Yes.
Yeah, because they are very racist, but they never say those words.
No. I mean, they even avoided using the KKK by calling it the Christmas Adventure Club and like celebrating Kris Kringle or whatever Kringle they said.
Yeah. I mean, it's even funny. I mean, they don't even like the French 75 never even call them like crackers or anything.
No.
They avoid any racial slur, really, other than the tamest
still get
ones.
the points.
Yeah.
Yeah. And still get the points across.
Fucking, extra points right there for the writing, yeah. Because this movie could have been full of fucking N-bombs and...
Oh, yes.
Kikes and whatever,
Yeah.
Yeah, but nope, not a single one. Anyway, so that's what I like about the movie. No racial slurs is a bonus, but I mean the writing about what is actually important. Because then the movie ends with Bob or Ghetto Pat sitting down and actually explaining what him and Willa's Charlene's mom did.
Yeah, what the French 75 were.
Yeah, and he actually has a letter that Perfidia sent a few years ago.
Yeah.
That he had never gave his daughter, because he had always said that his mom or her mom died, because he didn't want to explain that she abandoned them, basically.
Yeah.
Which he did, though. And Charlene reads the letter, and that's the thing. I do. If there's anything, I think that Perfidia gets away with too much, though. I don't know.
Yes.
Are we supposed to like sympathize with her character?
No, I think we're just supposed to think she's a coward.
But in the end,
Which she is.
But in the end, you know, even though she abandoned her child, and gave up her entire group, Willa or Charlene still decides to join the maybe not the French, but she joins the resistance basically.
Yes. But I don't think she does that because of what her mother wrote in the letter. She does that because of what she's gone through and from like what her dad tells her about them. Not from exactly what her mom says in the letter. Yeah. She just kind of accepts that her mom is still alive, and it's like, you know, it's the way we talk. I mentioned it yesterday as well. We talked about it a few episodes ago, I think, about being able to love your child even though they've done something bad.
Oh yeah, sure. Being able to love your parents.
This is the same thing. Yeah. You kind of love your family. I mean, Bob still has love for Perfidia somewhere deep inside him.
Sure.
Despite what she did.
Yeah.
Which is why they don't end up like blaming her or like calling her out, because what's the point? Yeah, she messed up and we're probably not gonna see her ever again, but this is where we're at. We can't really change that. There's no point in hating her for it.
I gotta say though,
I'm not.
She messed up to the point where a lot of her friends got murdered.
Yes.
At some point, we gotta say, no, you know, I can't forgive you for that.
No, and if she would come back, that would be a bad thing. As long as she stays away, I'm fine with it.
Oh, sure.
If she thinks that she can come back and all of a sudden be part of their lives again, I was like, no, you disappeared for 16 years. You gave up everyone.
Yeah.
You almost killed the two people you should have loved the most.
Yeah.
You don't get to come back. Doesn't mean we need to hate you.
Okay, yeah. Hey, that's another very grown-up way to look at it.
Yes.
And then the movie ending then.
You can forgive people without, like, having to be with them. Talk about shit!
yeah, sure. And then the movie ending with, they get another, distress call over the radio where yes. The military is they're closing in on a couple of other like sanctuaries for revolutionary members. So Willa decides to go help them. I think she's not so much involved in that's once again, that's kind of, you have to read into it a little bit, and that's just how I saw it. That she isn't an active member. Like, you know, blowing up banks or, you know, freeing prisoners or whatever. But if the group needs help, she'll help them. You know, that kind of thing. I got that feeling.
She's probably more like Sensei. Like, what's his full name? Sensei Sergio St. Carlos.
All right.
She picks up the people who need help to get out of there, basically.
Yeah, exactly. And Bob stays behind because, you know, he's
a little scared.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Because
he's also fried his brain, like he says himself.
Yeah, he's fried his brain with drugs and alcohol. And he can't remember the goddamn password. Did you just hang up on me?
A lot of them,
you liberal fuck!
Picking prick.
Yeah, but he has also decided that his calling is not to like change the world. His calling is to protect his daughter. Yeah. So maybe in the future she can change the world. Because the children are our future.
Yes.
That's what Perfidia didn't see. She had the makings of a great revolutionary leader right there in her arms when she gave birth to Charlene. But she was like, nah, my nipples hurt and I can't go on raids now, so bye-bye.
And the kid doesn't like me, he likes Bob.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a little bit valid, though. The jealousy when the child doesn't actually, like, get soothed by you. I understand being, like, frustrated with that.
Sure.
But not to the point where you leave them.
No, that's something you have to work out.
Yes. She does write in her letter, though, that, like, where I failed, maybe you can turn out to be the future or something.
Yeah. That's part of why I think also Charlene joined the resistance.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's what
she understands that there's a lot to do still.
Yeah. So that's what the movie's really about. It's on the surface level very very simple story. Like most people can empathize with, like, oh yeah, like a dad trying to save his daughter.
Yeah.
Very simple, very understandable, very
yeah,
what's
simple,
it called?
I don't know.
It's very when you're I understand that. What is it called?
Relatable?
Relatable. Thank you. Very relatable.
Okay.
Yeah. And then
yes,
in the sidelines, it's painting a picture of an America in crisis.
Yes.
It's
two extremes.
Yeah, it's so clever to show the extreme divide, the extreme political divide, and show who really gets hurt. It's the people in the middle. Yeah, the people who don't deserve to get hurt are the ones getting hurt.
It's the women and children who are literally just sleeping on floors, trying to survive.
Yeah, those are the ones who get hurt. That is genius level filmmaking.
Mm-hmm.
That is like,
and then putting it into an action-driven kind of epic, funny at times,
very funny at times,
and very well made movie that had like. That's what I mentioned in the last episode we recorded. The music was this insistent in the back of your head constantly, almost, that when it ended for a scene, for some reason, it's just like, oh shit.
Yeah. Especially
something's really big's gonna happen now.
Especially the first 40 minutes, because it's basically one long montage of setting up, the backstory of all the characters.
Yeah.
Constant music. It almost felt like a Nolan movie, Christopher Nolan movie. Because if there's anything you can criticize him on, is that there is constant music in all his movies. Have you ever thought of that? There's always music, which makes every scene feel like a montage.
A little bit, yes.
Still makes great movies, and we're not going to talk about that. But anyway, yeah.
No. But this had that as well. It had it towards the end as well. Whenever someone was moving, basically, there was this very stressing music in the background.
Lots of drums.
Yeah, it was quick.
Yeah.
But then when there was a still standoff almost, or like where they stopped to like look at each other.
Yeah.
The music just died.
Yeah.
Quiet.
And then
they just emphasized the, like, instead of hearing the music, you could almost hear their heartbeats.
Yeah.
You know?
And then they did something that I thought was so fucking clever. That was also genius level. And that is that when the group is disbanding 16 years earlier, Bob or Ghetto Pat, he gets two little devices, like homing devices, that both give off a little musical note. One will go boom boom, the other will go no no. And when they come within 100 meters of each other, 100 yards roughly, they together play a song.
Mm-hmm.
So you keep one, you give the other one to someone you really, really trust. Do not give it to anyone else, because then you're in 100 meters with someone you can trust.
Yeah.
So you can never find them. So of course he gives the other one to his daughter. And she's had to carry that. Whenever she goes anywhere, she's had to carry that for 16 years. And she's like, God, this fucking thing. Because when we see her leave with her friends for the prom, which is the night that the movie really starts,
Yeah.
She's like...
when shit goes down.
Yeah, she's not really going to pick it up. But, okay, I guess I have to and all that. And we're going to talk about when Leonardo DiCaprio talks to her friends. We'll talk about that. But I just want to get to that. But then, for the first time in 16 years, she hears it play a song all of a sudden. And that's when Regina Hall's character has shown up, because they've all found out that Lockjaw is chasing them. Deandra, yeah. So she knows immediately that she can trust Deandra, Regina Hall's character, because she plays that song. But she also knows that no one from the group would ever come for them unless something was wrong.
Exactly.
So in that case, the song is very like disconcerting. Something's wrong. Something's amiss.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the movie, when Willa is being chased by one of the other assassins from the Christmas club,
Yes.
And Bob is chasing after them. There's this whole thing where, what happens. And all the cars stop. The assassin is down. Willa is hiding. And she doesn't know who the third car is. We know it's Bob, but she doesn't.
Yeah.
But then he holds up the little sensor thing, and he starts playing a melody.
Yeah.
And she knows that the only other person who has one now is her dad. So the song symbolizes safety at that point. And I think it's so clever, because then she knows, although she does not fully trust him because of what she has found out about her mother. That's why she says, "Who are you?" when he doesn't have the passwords again.
Yeah.
But that's also just a running joke, and to show that enough with the passwords. You know who that person is.
Yes.
Which is
passwords are a whole thing.
It's a joke early in the movie, which then becomes another thing where it doesn't have to be that extreme. You don't have to have 14 passwords. You can just trust people. Sometimes you can just trust people. And that's what she chooses to do, even though she's found out that he has been lying to her and her mom lied to her, and
Yeah.
But she embraces him.
Though I'm not entirely sure Pat knows that he's not the actual father.
He doesn't know that.
No,
and
right?
she chooses not to tell him because
because in her eyes, he is her father.
And she even says that I already have a father.
Yeah, like he is the man who raised her.
Yeah,
literally from birth.
That's the whole thing. Some people say, like, if they had, like, you have your foster parents, you have your foster mother, your foster father, but you also have a dad who actually took care of you.
Yeah.
In the case that the foster parents weren't nice to you,
Yeah.
So it's very...
It's chosen family.
Yeah, exactly. A little bit of chosen family. Very fitting in the modern day age, I suppose. Yeah. It's so clever. I just love because the first time we hear that song, we know it's supposed to be, something like, it's a good thing, but it's also a bad thing. But in the end, it's just a good thing with the song.
Yes.
I loved it. So, let's talk about why this movie is so fucking hilarious as well. Because, like we talked about now, it's pretty grim. It's pretty dark.
Yeah.
But
then
you have Leonardo DiCaprio as a stoned out alcoholic, stoned drunk paranoid alcoholic, who is running around in his bathrobe, trying to get away from the cops for like half the movie. It is awesome. I'm not gonna say it's his best performance, Leonardo DiCaprio, but it's up there.
It's one of his more likable characters.
Oh, definitely, yeah. This is. I don't want to say this is like the dude, but it's close, dude.
Close enough.
Very close. And the way he plays the paranoia super straight. Mm-hmm. He's not like being ridiculous, but seeing someone be that paranoid is kind of ridiculous.
Yes.
And that's what makes it funny then, that he never overdoes it or plays it for laughs. In his mind, everything is super important. Fucking whatever. I need to fucking save my daughter, or I need to know. Yeah. I need to know everything and everyone. What is going on? But from an outsider perspective, it's just like, calm down, bro.
Calm down, dude. Like, maybe stop smoking the blunt.
Yeah.
If you're trying to figure things out, but sure. The guys in front of us kept laughing as he just took another drag. It's like, stop!
When they're calling him and he's smoking a roach. It's called a roach when it's that small.
True. Whatever.
And he can't remember the password. He's like, yeah, man, I can't really remember. And he takes another toke. It's like, that's not going to help you remember either.
Exactly.
How would you put it down? Yeah. But the scene, the first like proper funny scene, at least with him as an older drunk paranoid, is when Willa's friends are coming to pick her up for the prom, and he's like, "Who's out there? Who's out there?" It's just my friends.
Driving a red car out here?
Yeah. Yeah.
A bit flashy, isn't it?
And it's like, who's that? It's about That's no, is that a he or a she or a they? Bobo's a they. It's called non-binary, Dad. It's like, whatever. Yeah. Who's that other fucking freak? Who's knocking at the door that loud? So that's Bluto. So Bobo and Bluto. What fucking name? Anyway, and he opens the door. So, what's up, homie? He just attacks him. It's so good. And the guy is this deadpan, just like 16-year-old kid. Is just like, I don't know, whatever. Oh my god! And then when he says like, listen, whatever you do to my daughter, I'll do 10 times worse to your family.
What am I gonna do? What do you mean? What's going on?
Hey, actually, that's kind of good because, like, hey, if you're really nice to my daughter, if you treat her right, I'll treat your family right. If you hurt her, better. I'll fucking slaughter your family. You know, I'm just saying, like, do unto others. You know, like God said.
Fair enough. You know, fair enough.
Yeah. What's up, homie? He just attacks him. It's so good.
He says, "Hey, you.
Hey, you."
And he turns around and says, "Now you essay.
Now you essay. Willa, say it. Say it. I love you, Bob. I love you too." Fucking freaks. He closes the door. It's a little bit of his character in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. The whole calling it, because in that one everyone was a fucking dirty hippie, but in this one everyone's a fucking freak. Oh, so good. And the him constantly trying to like get through to the dispatch so he can talk to someone in charge for the revolution, but he can't remember the goddamn code word.
He remembers the first part, which should be enough, but no, they need the second phrase and the third phrase. Like,
and what time is it? I don't remember. Wow, that's a key. That's a key phrase. Listen to me, you.
I love how Sensei in the background kind of goes, "It's 8:15."
Yeah,
it's like, no, but that's not the thing.
That's what he's talking about.
Shut up.
Oh yeah. And then it's once again also, I think also like cleverly pointing and hinting at that all this extremism isn't that important. When he finally gets to talk to a supervisor, he turns into a revolutionary Karen. He's like, I want to talk to your supervisor, and I'm pulling a Greyhawk 10 on you. So he gets an older
Greyhawk 10 is like
he gets an older person or a more senior staff, so to speak.
Yes,
at the revolutionary hotline.
People, I wouldn't say that he's older though. I'd say he's probably the same age.
He's like, this is Ghetto Pat, Rocket Man. All right. He's like, hey, you're Pat. What the fuck? You're being so mean to him. The guy's saying to the guy.
this is a legend, dude.
Yeah. Oh, it's so good. This is just some old-fashioned, nice, good manners just work sometimes. You know, if you know a person, you know, what's the point of all these passwords?
I mean, Pat isn't very nice to the guy who is technically just trying to do his job.
Well, the guy who's doing his job is being an asshole.
True. I mean, he was being a nitpicking prick, but
I kind of see that also. Once again, that's obviously me painting with my ideas and thoughts, but I see that as a generational thing. Like, if you want, like, he is. He has become, even though he's still very radical and very, you know, he's become more conservative when he became a dad, you know, because that's more, you know, family, you know, more conservative, more, you know, 50s kind of guy. And in the 50s, you knew everyone on your block. You could just shake everyone's hand. You knew, oh, that's Gus the milkman. You didn't need passwords. You left your door unlocked.
He proves it when he goes to Sensei, and Sensei just immediately goes, yeah, sure, I'll help you. Come on, let's go to my place. I'll drive you.
Exactly. The guy he doesn't really know.
Call the hotline, and he gets the fucking, no, I need the password, the paragraph ryttare, the square.
Yeah.
Which, I can understand it to a certain degree, because in my line of work, I am very square. I am very by the book. You do as you're told or you're supposed to do, or I'm not going to help you, dumbass. Go back and do it over if you're doing it wrong.
Yeah.
Sorry. But when it comes to revolution and, like, my kid is... He actually tells him, like, no, but they have my kid. I need to know where the rendezvous point is. I need to save my daughter. That's when you should go, oh, it's serious. Sorry. One moment. And you'll solve it. You know?
Yeah. But yeah, and I also
There's a
understand.
difference between corporate work and fucking saving your life.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, I can't understand the guy though, because they are also in the middle of a crisis. So I'm sure some infiltrator would try to call them, and that's why they need the passwords. But at some point, you just gotta say like,
I mean,
yeah, I'll help you. I understand.
Someone did rat them out, which is why they're in the issue they are. So
sure, yeah. By the way, paragraph Ritter is kind of funny. I just looked it up. Stickler or
Stickler, that's the one. Yes.
Pedantic. Yeah, it's very
Stickler for rules.
Yeah. There is
we call ourselves that at the office. We say that we're sticklers for rules when it comes to certain things.
It's kind of funny. A British or English informal, you'd be called a job's worth. Where you say, "Oh, I can't do that. It's more than my job's worth because of strict rules." I won't do anything else that I'm supposed to do.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go above and beyond. I'm only doing what I'm paid for, basically.
The job's worth. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Anyway. Yeah. So there's a lot of comedy being mined from him just trying to get through.
You can't use a regular cell phone. He has to call from this old 1G cell phone.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't realize that's what they're called even. I was like, 1G cell phone?
That's why we have 5G
now.
What do they mean? 6G, yeah.
Like, was that a thing? I just know they started at 3G. I didn't know there was 2 and 1.
People didn't really talk about the G's before 3G. No. It was a thing, but I think the big revolution was when you went from 2G to 3G. It was like a whole world opener, because that was the first time you had more than just phone calls and text. You had the first rudimentary phone computers, really.
Yeah.
Do you remember that our dad had a really an old Siemens from over 20 years ago now that technically could go out on the internet, and you could technically Google stuff, but it was just like a little the screen was literally that of a old school calculator, but you could type stuff into the Google field and you got an answer.
I remember my own first phone. I remember that Dad and Grandma had the same phone for a while.
Yeah, that phone. Yeah,
that's the one. Yeah,
the old blue and white Siemens
one. Yeah,
with the orange screen.
I remember playing Snake or something on my phone, and that it would not break. It was so sturdy that we used it for a football.
Yeah, that's the old Nokias. The old Nokias. Yeah.
I don't remember much more about those phones.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, no, this there's so many funny little details we can talk about, but there's no point to it. Like we don't need to talk about the fact that the nuns grew weed. It's I don't know. Such a weird little detail. Just they weren't actual nuns. That was just a front, and they were happy with it.
Yeah, stuff like that.
Pointless.
Yeah,
but whatever. He threw it in because it matched the theme, I guess, or something.
Yeah. So I think we can wrap it up there.
Yes. Overall, great movie.
Great movie.
Fantastic.
I hadn't rated it yet on Letterboxd.
Oh,
because I wasn't really sure. I might actually have just a rating, but no, I don't. Okay, I didn't save it. I think that this is technically, it's a 5 out of 5.
Yeah.
Because I can't find any real flaws with it.
No.
Other than it being a little long, but
it's not a flaw in that sense.
But what this didn't do, if you I'm not gonna say it didn't move me emotionally. It did, but there wasn't any huge
you didn't burst out in tears.
No emotional outburst. This wasn't Baby Girl where I was
victory line kind of thing.
Yeah. This year, my 1 5-star this year so far is Baby Girl, because that was just that was mind blowing. What the fuck is happening to me? And this is just below that. If I had to put it in to my list right now, so it's a 4.5. It's a 4.5, and I do have a couple of 4.5s. Um.
Why didn't it show up in my list? Hello? Oh, there it is. No, it's top 10 for me.
Oh yeah. This is gonna end up. This might be top 3. Why can't I? Here we go. Because my number 1 is Baby Girl. After that, it's Bird. Then it's F1.
I mean, yeah, no, it is. I'm looking at where it ends up if I give it just 4, because for me, like the last star, the last half star, I guess, is the is the personal thing.
Yeah.
It's the, like, I really just enjoyed it. I liked it. I felt something for it, not just because it is visually and like it's well made. It's a good movie that way.
Yeah.
It's even a great movie that way. But beyond that's 4 stars. If it's just well made and it's a good movie and it hits all the marks, it's 4.
Oh shit.
If it hits me, that's the 5th star.
Yeah. Yeah, same thing.
I don't know if this one is where that lands where it hits me. I mean, it hits me better than some of the other 4 stars, so maybe it is 4.5.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Because for me, yeah, my 4 stars so far this year is Warfare, 28 Years Later, Presence, and Sing Sing. And those are all extremely well-made movies they're interesting, and they're doing something different. Might not hit me super emotionally or anything like that. Might not be like a revolutionary movie, but it's doing something different, and they're doing it really, really well. That's a 4 out of 5. It's an 8 out of 10.
Yeah.
My 4.5 stars. They're doing the same thing. Then we have Bring Her Back. We have F1. We have now One Battle After Another, I think, and then Bird. They're all also like, just perfect crafts. Like, they're doing everything exceptionally well. They're also doing, something a little bit different, just like the 4 stars are.
Yeah.
But it's also hitting me harder.
Exactly.
Like the excitement of F1 or the extreme sadness of the ending of Bring Her Back, it's hitting me. But then you have that elusive thing that just that breaks your brain. And that's the 5 star, where it's just like, this is legendary. This is beyond. And that's why I don't give a lot of new movies 5 star. There are of course many 5-star movies, but you're gonna find more older 5-star movies because there are more movies from the past than there are from the present.
Yes.
But Baby Girl is definitely a 5 star, and I think this is just below a 5 star for me, because it did not make me like drop my jaw to the floor and like fall back in the seat. And I laughed. I didn't cry, but I laughed. I was worried. I had all the emotions and all that, and it did everything technically so well, and it did something different where it really painted such a perfect picture of a country in crisis without making that the main thing. But it's peppered in everywhere, and that's, for me, it's why it gets 4.5. I'm gonna say that. I just made it up in my head. Or I figured out in my head.
Because Baby Girl for me is 4.5.
Okay.
This one is...
Is this one higher than that?
I can't decide if it's... I don't know.
But you have Warfare as number 5, right? Oh, that's 5 out of 5, right?
Warfare is 5 out of 5 for me.
Yeah.
It's my number 1.
Yeah.
F1 is also 5 out of 5 for me. It's my number 2.
Okay.
And then I have Baby Girl.
Is this on the same level as F1 and Warfare?
No, it's not a 5, but it could be a 4.5. And
I say it is. For me, at least.
Could be, for me personally, better than Baby Girl.
I would not fault you for that. Baby Girl is very, very, very specific,
But I mean, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'll save it as this for now. But when we do our end of the year thing, I might change some. Because looking at my list, I'm like, why did I put that there?
Yeah.
I always do that.
Yeah, I might have to do some reshuffling of the top 5 too as well, actually.
Also, I haven't actually gone in and like properly moved so that all my 3 stars in the right order. They're all kind of just 3 stars at the moment.
Okay.
So if you look at it as a list, it doesn't really make sense.
I have all my middle movies figured out. It's a top now, because I realized I had forgotten to put Bring Her Back up at the top, even though it's 4.5. So that was like down about around the 3.5. So I don't know why. So now I moved that up, and it's like, shit, is that better than F1? Maybe. It's like, is that then better than One Battle After Another? I don't know. So right now, I would say the One Battle After Another and F1 are like sharing the third spot. I don't know. Either way, that's gonna have to be it.
Yes.
Thank you so much for listening. So this is usually, if you've listened to the latest 2 episodes where we're doing more of a walkthrough of the movies, this is how we usually do, where it's a very chaotic just discussion of the movie in general.
The movie.
Yeah.
Yes.
But that's because if we were going to go through what the movie, it would be like an hour and a half, and that's us cutting a bunch of stuff out.
Yes.
So you kind of have to shorten it down, and it's so much more fun just talk about the stuff, the themes, the ideas. Yeah. You know. So
I mean, sometimes it is fun to just go through the movie and like, rail on it for being bad.
In cases like War of the Worlds, you need to like explain it minute by minute, shot by shot, because every second of that movie is so baffling.
Yeah,
that's the thing. That's why you need to do that. Anyway, but if you take anything from this episode, it is go watch One Battle After Another. It's one of the best movies of the year. For many people, it probably will be the best movie of the year.
Unless something else blows it out of the water.
Yeah. Well, I know which one. For me, I'm seeing for other people. But that's gonna have to be it. Thank you so much for listening. As always, check us out on patreon.com/domagazine, or click the members button on YouTube if you want extra episodes and early access to these episodes as often as I can. But other than that, don't forget to like and subscribe, give us 5 stars on Apple Podcast, and follow us on Spotify and all that stuff. And we'll see you next week when we talk about something else. But until then, have a good one. Bye. The SpoilerCast is part of Please Don't Make a Scene. It's produced and hosted by Tobias Vedén. Co-host is Rebecca Vedén. Executive producer is Annika Vedén. I also want to give a shout out to all our patrons over on patreon.com/domagazine. CK85, Christopher Billén, Daniel Gaiso, Annika Vedén, Jacob, Mom and Mac, and Laura Kinney.